recognized symbol of excellence for your entertainment.
Something for everybody.
Here we go.
Welcome to Machino Music, the show that puts the music in Machino music, with your host, me, Brett Strong. Today on Machino Music, it's Boz Scaggs album ranking. That's right, Boz Scaggs. I believe this is the first. I don't think anybody has ever done a Boz Scaggs album ranking. All right, here we go. Boz Scaggs album ranking. I believe this is a first. A lot of YouTube channels, some jerk like me sitting here talking about music, and I don't think any have done Boz Scaggs. So this is historic. This is very exciting. All right, now I'm going to say right off the top, I don't own all his albums. Like, this is going to be like just the ones that I have, because he has like so many albums. We'd be here all day. It's be like a 4-hour video. I don't think anybody has the attention span for that. I don't even have an attention span for 5 minutes. So, I mean, bear with me here. So that's what we're doing, only ones that I have. And also, none of these are bad albums. I mean, Boz Scaggs is pretty great. I mean, you know, you get a little bit of blues, you get a bit of jazz, you get some rock. I mean, he's, you know, one of those artists that just, you know, gives you a little bit of everything. Really cool. And so this is just the way I rank them. So here we go. Let's get into this. Starting with the self-titled Boz Scaggs album. Now this actually is not his first album, although it would suggest that being self-titled. He actually had an album that was released in 1965, which is called Boz, and it was only released in Stockholm, Sweden. He was living in Stockholm, Sweden at the time, and actually put out an album, and I don't think it was ever released in North America. You can find it, you can listen to it, it's not bad, but it's like hard to get a physical copy of, because I don't think it was ever released in North America, as I said. So this is sort of the unofficial debut album, because this was released in North America. It's a pretty good album. You know, it's a lot of blues standards. There's a lot of cover tunes. You always kind of do cover tunes, but this has a lot of originals too. Now You're Gone, Finding Her, Loan Me a Dime features Duane Allman, legendary guitarist for the Allman Brothers. He plays on Loan Me a Dime. And it's just great guitar playing. A 12-minute song. And, you know, just so good. And there's a bit of a country vibe on this album. Got a bit of a country feel to it. Again, Boz Scaggs did a little bit of everything. Mostly blues, jazz, some rock. But, you know, had some, you know, a little bit of country too. Rootsy. Let's open this up here. Whoa, hey, look at that. Naked Duane Allman. That's what you needed to see today. Just different photos of the band. There he is on the back. And no, he does not have just one arm. I know it looks on the cover like he has only one arm. He plays the guitar. You can't play the guitar with only one arm. I mean, he's not Rick Allen from Def Leppard who can play the drums with one arm. I mean, that's doable. Playing the guitar, I mean, you know, you can do it like Jimi Hendrix, you know, playing with your tongue, playing with your teeth. But if you do that too much, you'll have no tongue, you'll have no teeth. So you gotta have two arms. You gotta have both arms. Or you're like Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot. He's playing somebody in real life. I just don't know. It's just Daniel Day-Lewis to me. But yeah, Boz Scaggs did have both arms, even though it looks like he only has one. Alright, so there's that album. That's what I'm ranking first. Next up, this is from 2012. This is the album Memphis. Pretty good. Boz Scaggs is still going. Still getting some stuff. He's like 78 years old, something like that. But he's still going. A lot of cover tunes, a lot of old blues standards on here. The original tunes, Gone Baby Gone, Sunny Gone, Gone songs. Those are really good. Those are real standouts. But you know, I mean, kind of like the first album, it's just, you know, you got to rank them somehow. I'm just saying, none of these are bad albums. But yeah, there's got some good stuff on it. Not one I go back to. Yeah, a lot of blues standards. Rainy Night in Georgia, Cadillac Walk, Can I Change My Mind. Standout songs, but it's a good album. There's on the back. Okay, next moving on to an album, actually I was sure that I had, but I don't. So I'm only showing the ones that I have and ranking those. So I'll just point up to it because I'm sure I had, I just couldn't find it. Or maybe I don't have and I was just hallucinating. But from 1972, My Time. I have notes on it, so why not talk about it. Dynaflow, great song. Love it. Full Lock Power Slide, the title track. It's a good album. Very reflective album cover there. Sitting there with his soul patch. It's his time. And it's not a bad album. Alright, now moving on to one that I do have. This is his most recent from 2018, Out of the Blues. Really cool album. Some good stuff on here. I saw him live performing songs from this album. Played all his classics, all the hits, but he's debuted a few songs from this album. Rock and Stick, Just Gotta Forget You, Little Miss Night and Day. Again, a lot of cover tunes, but back to his more blues, rock style on here. Excellent guitar playing and musicianship. Always had great players in his band. And a really tight band live. I mean, great studio musicians. And you got this older guy playing with these younger players. And man, just fantastic the way they vibe. There's nothing in here. Oh, this tells you who wrote all the tunes. I'm just having a conversation. A great album. Actually, the Neil Young song on here, On the Beach. Great. Love it. So there's Out of the Blues. Good album. Right, now we start getting into some more of the classic stuff. Here's the classic albums. How about this one from 1977? Down to Then Left. Yeah, great album. See, he's looking for that street. Down to Then Left. That's what somebody told him. He's looking, okay, where do I gotta go now? And there's ice sculptures all over the place. But yeah, this is a great album. Still Falling for You. Great. Hard Times. Hollywood. Then She Walked Away. There's a song in here called 1993. Because you see, in 1977, when this was released, I mean, Star Wars had been released, but 1993? I mean, that's what people thought the future was going to be. What was happening in Star Wars. 1993. I mean, everyone was talking 1984 being the future, but man, could you even just, it's hard to fathom 1993. So the song on here, and it does kind of have these like spacey sounds because they thought we were beginning a space age. But of course, if you lived through 1993, you realize, yeah, it wasn't that much different than 1977. Wasn't that much different than really any other year. Even now, 2022, I mean, the advancements in technology and medicine, but I mean, really, we're not that much different. Stuff doesn't work worth a damn. But there's my rant for today. But anyway, back to this album. Great, really good. I enjoy this one. This is kind of starting to get a real classic sound, his 70s sound. There he is again, he's peeking around like, oh, there's another ice sculpture. Yeah, this is a pretty good album. Alright, next up, this is the big one. This probably has all the big hits on it. I mean, this could kind of flip-flop with what's going to be my number one. But I love this album. Pretty much every song on this is great. Silk Degrees. What Can I Say was a big hit. Low Down. Great song. Has that really cool bass. That sliding kind of like do-do-do. Do-do-do. Great. Love it. Lido Shuffle. Of course. Because, you know, Lido's got to have a shuffle. Let that man shuffle. I don't even know what the song's about. I should probably look this up before I did this. What Lido Shuffle means. But anyway, it's a great tune. Here he is in the cover. A lady's hand. Or it could be a man's hand. Who knows? He's wearing nail polish. And then on the back, he took off. He's like, ugh. No time for you, freako. Getting the hell out of here. And she's got her fingers crossed. Or he's got her fingers crossed. We don't know. Could be, you know, who it is. But got their fingers crossed. Like, I hope you take a chance on me. He's like, screw you. But yeah, this is a great album. Love it. Fluffs all over the place. I know, itches. I'm not picking my nose when I do like itches. Alright. Number one, I gotta go with Middleman. This is a fantastic album. Yeah, just love this one. This is like, it's real kind of bluesy, got a little bit of jazz in it. Has my favorite Boz Scaggs tune. Just love it. The song JoJo. JoJo did those Broadway lines, flashy lines, you know him. Such a great tune. Love that song. The vibe, just a cool, just whole groove of that tune. Great. Breakdown dead ahead. What's this cold reaction? Where you been? The title track. Isn't It Time? Yeah. You know, sometimes all it takes, though, is like one song to kind of make something like your favorite album. And for me, I mean, JoJo is just so good. Yeah, just such a great album. And what about the back? Whoa, hey, I've been looking at this the whole time, sharing it to myself, and why not? I don't think you can get away with this now, having, you know, you see this, it's just a, you know, just a guy blowing smoke out of his mouth. Could be dead. Could be his breath, his final breath. And then this. Just, look at that. I'm just going to keep showing this. Just a vagina. There you go. But yeah, great album. Really cool. Cool vibe on this album. And what's really cool, a lot of guys play on this. A lot of session players. Steve Lukather of the band Toto plays on here. And if you only know Toto for Africa, really take a deep dive into Toto as a little side note. Because, you know, some great songs, great players. Also get the Ghostbusters man, Ray Parker Jr. Oh, who you gonna call? Playing on here. So that's cool. Carlos Santana does the guitar solo on the song You Can Have Me Anytime. I wonder what you'll say. The great Carlos Santana. So you got a lot of great players on here, on this album. And actually on Silk Degrees, Toto also plays. They're pretty well the backup band. Steve Lukather, drummer Jeff Porcaro, pretty well the entire group Toto is on Silk Degrees. So he worked a lot with those guys. Those are his go-to session guys in the 70s. Yeah, this is a great album. You really can't go wrong with any of the 70s Boz Scaggs albums. They're just great. And like I said, I mean, none of these are bad. I just had to rank them somehow. So that's how I rank them, just the ones that I have. So check these out if you've never heard Boz Scaggs. You probably like it.
You believe that? Wanna buy a car?
That's it for this week. Until we meet again, this is Brett Strong saying good journey.